Hello everyone and welcome. We're going to be back after a little bit of a delay. Anyone that watched my previous videos, my legacy videos, I do want to apologize. We had some problems. We had our computer died on us. We had to buy a new computer, and there's just been some general holiday things been going on the last couple weeks, but we are back. We are going to be playing some Magic Arena here this evening, and we're going to be drafting some Guilds of Ravnica. So this is where we're going to start. Anyone that has not played any Magic Arena yet, I have been enjoying it the last couple weeks since I've started, and it is something that I do recommend. It is different than what regular Magic Online is, but it has its own positives and negatives like everything else. But this is what we're going to be doing here tonight, so let's see how it goes. We're going to be hopping in a regular league here. This is going to be single best of one matches. So here we go. Alright, so one thing to keep in mind while you're playing Arena here is if you're grinding limited, you're kind of worried about building your collection and drafting at the same time. So if there is a rare that I already have 4 of in my collection, I may not be taking it. There is no reason to rare draft anything more than 4 ofs in this program. You cannot have more than 4 of any card in your collection, so that is something that is different from general drafting, general Magic Online drafting. So I kind of adjust my personal draft style a little bit when I'm playing on here compared to when I'm drafting in real life. So that being said, I know I am missing a Steam Vents in my collection, so I believe I'm going to just take the Steam Vents here. It's not very often that you come across these Shocklands in draft, and I do need one for constructed. Outside of that, if you were not taking the Steam Vents, I'm probably going to look at taking the Sky Knight Legionnaire here. This card is very good in the Boros decks, and I've had probably my most success on drafting in this format with the Boros deck in general. So I have definitely gravitated towards that archetype. But like I said, we're going to take the Steam Vents here. We're going to see what happens after that. We're going to go from there. So there's a quasi-duplicate. There is an Artful Takedown, and there is another Sky Knight Legionnaire. Quasi-duplicate is good in the blue decks. The blue Dimir decks, you get to mill it over. Artful Takedown is also very good. Generally, if I'm drafting blue-black, I definitely want at least one Artful Takedown. If not, I'll take as many as I can get normally. But I'm actually going to take the Sky Knight Legionnaire here. Like I said, Boros is the deck that I definitely have the most success with, so that's where I lean. Second pick here. I mean, it's definitely defendable whichever direction you went. If you take the Artful Takedown, you're going to basically be taking something like Unexplained Disappearance or Hypothesizal. Being that we took the Legionnaire, I'm actually going to take Skyline Scout. These Boros decks are basically curve driven. You need a super fast curve for them to be effective. So that's where I like to build. You want it to be the lowest possible curve that you can have. Next pick here for us is going to be Goblin Banneret. Goblin Banneret is very good. It's a turn 1 play. It has Mentor. It's a mana sink. You get to pump a lot of mana into it. So this is perfect for what we want to be doing. Next card up for us, we will happily take a Righteous Blow here. It's the only white card in the pack, and I mean, outside of that, there's Notion Rain if you're still in blue-black, or Radical Idea, but we're definitely taking Righteous Blow. We have a lot of cards here, so for curve purposes, Fresh-Faced Recruit is going to be your most aggressive creature. You also have Intrusive Pack Beast and Cosmotronic Wave. Both are very good in Boros decks. One of the best things you're going to do is you're going to curve out your first 3 or 4 turns, play a bunch of creatures, and you can use either Cosmotronic Wave or Intrusive Pack Beast to clear away any blockers that are left over. So those are cards that I do draft very highly, especially Cosmotronic Wave. But I am actually going to take Fresh-Faced Recruit here just because you're definitely looking for nice aggressive creatures. We should be able to pick up Pack Beasts or Waves up in the upcoming picks, but we're going to prioritize our low curve first. After this, we can probably take a Barging Sergeant. Candlelight Vigil's fine, but it's nothing special. Gravitic Punch is not great, but we're going to take Barging Sergeant. It's a nice curve topper, a nice hasty giant creature. Next up here for us is going to be Hammer Dropper. Hammer Dropper's fine. Normally I'll draft 1, maybe 2 in my deck, but it definitely trades down a lot. This card being a 5/2 is a little bit of an issue sometimes, but it can have its moments where it can be very good. We'll take Hunted Witness. It's a nice 1-drop. It's resilient to removal. Alright, here we go. Like I said, here's a nice Cosmotronic Wave. After this, we're not going to be a Fire Urchin deck. This card's not... We're playing best of 1, so these cards are not good enough in the main deck for an artifact or enchantment destruction. I don't want to play this guy, but we'll take him just as a vanilla creature, just in case we need some filler when we're building our deck. Same for Garrison Sergeant. We'll take it. It's unlikely that it's going to make our deck. 5 mana can be almost too expensive sometimes, but we'll take it just in case. We'll take a Maniacal Rage. I'll take a Candlelight Vigil. I do occasionally play 1, sometimes 2 of those enchantments. It all depends on how the deck shapes up. Alright, so for what we're looking at here, Thief of Sanity is great if you're in the blue-black deck, but we are not in blue-black, so we are looking at this guy, a 4/5 flying. This card, again, is another good curve topper. Sometimes it's a little expensive for the deck. It's not always perfect for what you're trying to do, but a 4/5 flyer can be problematic for an opponent. Glint Hawk is also fine. Or I'm sorry, not Glint Hawk, Healer's Hawk. I do like having a couple of these in the deck. So let's take a quick look at our curve here, see where we're at. We currently have 1 Hunted Witness, 1 Banneret as our 2 1-drops. And for our high end, we have, like I said, we basically have 1 Hammer Dropper and 1 Barging Sergeant. So I think we're going to take the flyer here. Hopefully we can pick up some Healer's Hawks later on. I definitely would like to pick up a few of those in our deck. So we have 2 very good picks here. We can either take a Luminous Bonds or a Legion Guildmage, both of which are very, very good. Legion Guildmage is great because you can play it late game and it gives you some reach. Luminous Bonds is also just perfect. It's perfect removal, 3 mana. It's not overly expensive and it deals with any threat. So I think we're going to take the Luminous Bonds. Well, actually, on that note, we might be... No, this is definitely very close. I mean, I would like to take both of them. It's unfortunate that they're both in the same pack, but... I'm going to think about this one here for half a second. One card that we are going to pass is we're not going to take the Inescapable Blaze. 6 mana, a lot of times, is going to be too high for us. So that's the reason we're gonna bypass that one, and it's double red. Man, this is tough. I honestly, I don't know which card I won here. I think I'm going to... Actually, you know what? The more I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to take the Legion Guildmage. The Guildmage, you can always have that secondary ability. You can use it to tap another creature. So, I mean, it's half of a Luminous Bonds if you want to look at it that way. So, we'll take the Guildmage. So, our next choice here is going to be... Demotion is fine. The fact that it stops somebody from blocking is something that this deck is definitely interested in. I like playing at least 1 or 2 Take Hearts in my deck. You definitely want to have a couple of tricks. 10th District Guard is just kind of like a filler creature. This one, if you need 2 drops, you can play it, but this is one of your weaker ones. And Rubble Belt Boar is actually not bad. I play this one pretty frequently. It's nice to get a pump and get a nice 3/3 body on the back end. So currently, as far as removal, we have Righteous Blow, Legion Guildmage, and if you want to count the Cosmotronic Wave. So I think I'm actually going to take the Demotion here, especially considering we just passed the Luminous Bonds. This pack is not very good. We're either taking Take Heart or Barging Sergeant. We already have 1 Sergeant, so I'll take the Take Heart here. Now we get to choose between Pack Beast or Rubble Belt Boar. Currently in the 4-drop slot, we only have one Hammer Dropper. So I'm actually going to take the Boar. Get a nice little fresh-faced recruit here. That is a good one for us. We'll take that happily. This pack is pretty much garbage. We're not going to play anything out of here. When you get packs like this in this program, when you get packs like this and you don't have any cards that are for your deck, I always take something that's the highest rarity. There's no sense in rare drafting, or I'm sorry, there's no sense in hate drafting because you're drafting with computers currently. So whatever you pass, you're not going to see in your draft pool and your opponent's decks anyway. So if you take the uncommon's going to go in your vault for when you're opening additional packs, and it'll fill your uncommon slot faster. So I usually lean towards taking the uncommon just for that reason. We're playing a nice aggressive deck, so we're unlikely to play a Boros Guildgate. I normally don't play Boros Guildgates in these decks, so I'm just going to take another Barging Sergeant. We're probably not playing 2 of them, but we'll take it just in case we need it. So we'll take the uncommon. We'll take the 10th District Guard here. This is our, again, just a filler 2-drop, but it's fine. You definitely want to make sure you have enough 2-drops in your deck. And the rest of these are probably just throwaway picks. Okay. So, I like Runaway Steamkin. I do actually really like that card a lot. But we're not really playing a deck that it's going to be good in. So, our 2 choices are going to be Inspiring Unicorn, which is very good, or another Sky Knight Legionnaire. I would be happy with either one of them in my deck. So let's take a look at our curve here real quick. As far as our 3-drops are concerned, we only have the 1 Sky Knight Legionnaire. So that's it. After that, we already have a couple 4-drops. The Unicorn is very good. I have liked this card a lot. I mean, you do need to untap with it and attack with it, but getting to Anthem your whole team is not a joke. So I think I'm actually going to take the Unicorn. And we actually get a nice removal spell here to follow up. We get a Conclave Tribunal, which is excellent for us. Oh, perfect. And we get another Legionnaire, so this is excellent. This is an easy pickup for us. After that, we could either take like another Cosmotronic Wave or Hunted Witness, but Legionnaire is by far the best card. This is actually another nice pick. We get either another second Goblin Banneret or a Parhelion Patrol. So just take a look up here, up our curve. Our 2-drops are currently a Skyline Scout, 2 District Guards, 2 Recruits, a Guild Mage. So we're doing pretty good in the 2-drop spot. So I'm not going to take Vernati Shieldmate. Parhelion Patrol is very good also. I do like having a couple of these in my deck. So I think I'm actually going to take the Parhelion Patrol. Right now we're leaning towards a heavier white deck. So that's the only reason I'm kind of shying away from the second Goblin Banneret. Now I'll take the Vernati Shieldmate. We already have 1 Take Heart. I might play a second one if we can get one late, but I'm not going to pick it up over another playable. Another Parhelion Patrol, which is very good. This pack, I guess we're going to take this. We'll take the Command the Storm. I don't think it's going to make the cut, but we'll take it. Same thing as Collar the Culprit. I don't play this card very often, but occasionally one will make it in the deck. Sworn Companions is fine. Like I said, we were a little lacking on 3-drops. We didn't have a whole lot there. Sure Strike for 2 mana. It's a lot to hold up 2 mana sometimes in decks like this. So we're gonna take the Sworn Companions. I'll take a Maximize Velocity. This is another card I like to play one of sometimes. Hunted Witness is a good pickup. This guy, probably not, but we'll take him. And looks like this is going to be our deck here. Alright, so when you're building your deck here, the easiest way to do it with the way this program is set up is you get to cut go through, cut all of my cards that I am out of my color, and then we kind of go from there. So cards that we know we're definitely not playing, they all come out. We're clearly a red-white deck, so anything that is not red-white can easily come out. We get to cut our steam vents. And now we're going to go through and take out some of our subpar cards that we're not very happy with. I'll take out some of the mediocre ones right now. Maybe we'll add them back in. So Maximized Velocity is okay. Locksmith, we're not playing. We're not playing Maniacal Rage. Don't want to play this guy. I don't want to play Vigil. I don't want to play Collar the Culprit. I do not want to play the Guardian. I would prefer not to play Command the Storm. Garrison Sergeant I don't want. I'm going to cut one of the Barging Sergeants for now. Let's go back up here. We'll go down the list one more time. So we have Demotion, 200 Witness. Alright, so these are all cards that I'm happy with in my deck currently. This gives us 17 lands. We're probably going to change the split here. 11-6 is going to be a little too heavily in favor of the white. But let's go back. Let's look, see if there's anything we want to make a change here. We do need to make a couple more cuts to our main deck. So basically our options are, we have one Maximized Velocity and one Command the Storm. Those are the two cards that I'm looking at in the sideboard that we could potentially play. But if that's the case, we're going to need to cut a couple cards out of our main deck here. I like the Demotion. I like the Hunted Witnesses. I like the Blow. I like the Take Heart. Banneret's good. We're probably going to cut the Velocity in this deck. I don't think it's going to be... I don't think we're going to make it. We need to make some cuts anyway. Skyline Scout, District Guard, Fresh Faced, Legionnaire. Alright, so let's figure out how we're going to do this. One thing I do wish I picked up, I do wish I would have picked up another one of those Cosmotronic Waves or one of those Pack Beasts. That could be a weakness of this deck. I probably should have prioritized one of those other ones that we seen higher. I was just kind of hoping that one of them was going to wheel, and they didn't. So we did get a little burn there that I missed out on those wheels. But let's see what we can do. Let's start with the mana base here. Let's go to 17 lands. We're gonna have to disable our auto suggest. This is probably gonna be a 10-7 deck. There is a possibility that this deck can get cut down to 16 lands. So we can cut out. If we trim some of our high end here, we could cut the Barging Sergeant. I don't know. I like these cards. I don't think I want to cut any of my high stuff here. Command the Storm, as like I said, is the only question mark. Alright, so let's see how many 2-drops we have here. We might have too many. So we have Skyline Scout is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 2-drops. Sworn Companions is only okay. So we could cut a 10th District Guard. We could cut a Sworn Companions. And we could also cut this guy, the Flight. If we go down to 16 lands, we're going to cut the Flight, which I think is reasonable. So we can cut the Flight, we can cut one of our lands. Play probably 9-7. 9-7 is 16, so that means we only need to make one more cut. So we can use the Command the Storm. I think we're going to keep that one in. That gives us a way to clear a giant blocker since we're missing the Pack Beast. I think it's reasonable to keep one of those. Barging Sergeant, Hammer Dropper, these boards are all good. I like all these cards, so I think what we're going to do is we can either cut one of our 2-drops. So I think it's going to be either a 10th District Guard, Sworn Companions, think it's gonna be a disregard. And I think that's gonna be the deck that I'm gonna run here through this league. So let's stick around, let's play a couple games, and let's see how we do. So one thing that I do really like about this program, the way it's set up, is that the single wins make for much faster matches, and you're not stuck here waiting for rounds to finish in between. You play basically as long as you want, as fast as you want. I mean, I play these Boros decks very frequently, and I get to pound out league after league after match, and I'm not stuck here for an exorbitant amount of time. So that's one reason I do really like these. This hand is good. We will keep. We get a good curve. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We get the lead on a witness. So we can either lead with... I'm probably going to lead with the fresh-faced recruit. We're on the play, so if they play a 2-drop, we're probably going to get to attack through it with the first strike. And one of the other concerns is if we play like Skyline Scout, if they play a blocker, we're going to be tempted to pay the 2 to fly over the blocker to try and get through for damage. But I'd rather just play the recruit and hopefully get through whatever creature they play on the ground. So we get to attack for 3 here. So they left up 2 mana. Well, your only real consideration is they could be playing something like Syncopate. So we're only going to play 1 creature. I'm going to play the League Guild Mage. This way, if we really need it, we can use the ability to tap a creature. But if not, it still gets to attack for 2 just the same. So, all right. So they're going to bounce it back to our hand. That's fine. Alright, our opponent missed their land drop, which is good news for us. Now we get to just smash. And I'm going to rinse and repeat, and I'm going to play the Guild Mage again, because now they're stumbling on lands. So we want to put the pressure on. Like I said, we want to force through damage if we can. And they went to discard. I'm actually going to do... We're going to try to play around Syncopate here just in case they have it. I don't want to run the Legionnaire into a Syncopate for no reason. So I'm actually going to go with the Skyline Scout this turn. Same concept. If they play a creature to block, we can just play 2 mana to fly over it. So we have a lot of pressure here, and it's going to be difficult for them to answer this. One of their best answers is if they go something like land Mephitic Vapors. They can give all our guys -1/-1. That's totally fine. Now we can just tap it with the Guild Mage. We can tap it with the Guild Mage and still get in for 5 damage. And we're going to put them at 3, and they're on a very short leash here. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. I mean, the other alternative is you could play like Sky Knight Legionnaire. If you play Sky Knight Legionnaire and you attack with everyone, they can block, kill a guy, and they still take 5. But yeah, I don't know if that's not better, because then you're just sacrificing one of your creatures. Yeah, we're just going to tap. We're going to tap and attack. This way, next turn, we can still play the Legionnaire with haste. Darkblade Agent. Yep, that one we don't care about. So, yep, they're dead. I was going to say, worst case scenario, they could block 2 of our guys and they're still taking damage, so. That was a nice, successful round 1. Let's see how we do here round 2. played a lot of my matches already this morning, so we're not going to have a whole lot in way of our rewards when we win, but I already got all my daily rewards out. Yeah, no, earlier today we actually, what did we draft? I think we drafted an Izzet deck. I believe we went 7-1 with the Izzet deck, if I remember correctly. This hand is unfortunately not good enough. If we had a Plains here, I'd probably keep. Well, I guess we're going to 5. Alright, well, we're going to keep our 5. That will go to the bottom. So we're on 5, our opponent's on 7. This might be a little rough. Our opponent's playing blue-red. Apparently they're playing Jeskai. That card's pretty good against us. Pretty good against our current board. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack. We're totally fine with the trade. Alright, that's fine. They decide to block one of them. We get to play our own Sworn Companions. Well, they're missing, which is at least something. They did not play a land that turn, so we get the crash. This would be a really good turn. I really wish we had a follow-up. Because being on the mulligan to 5, we're going to need some help here. We can't really afford to be missing any turns without deploying a threat. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that too many turns and still have a chance in this game. Alright, so we do get to play a Sky Knight Legionnaire here. We're not going to attack with everybody this turn. We're going to probably attack with one creature. My one concern is their next turn, they're going to attack with Blade Instructor, and they're going to get a Mentor onto the Soldier token. So now they're going to have a 2-power Lifelinker. So that Lifelinker is going to drastically slow us down. So actually, I think what I'm going to do here is just attack with Legionnaire. Oh, and excellent. They didn't even attack. So this Conclave Tribunal is a good draw. I almost want to Tribunal the Blade Instructor. Because the other guy's a 3/2. He blocks all of our guys, which is something. But we could always demotion it, or if we draw a land, we have to command the storm. So that's why one of the reasons I'm not super worried about him. I think we're going to actually Tribunal the Blade Instructor. Like I said, I really don't want to let this Mentor onto the token. That's fine. I'll take the 3 this turn. Alright, that's not a bad draw. This will be a good exchange for us. We trade 1 mana for 3 of theirs. They're missing land drops, so it's definitely not the end of the world. We struggled a little bit. We're on the mulligan to 5, but they're struggling over there too, so... Alright, so this one I will block Hunted Witness on the lifelink token. And we're going to Righteous Blow this thing. So now we get to attack back with our 2 lifelinkers, assuming they don't play a creature. Alright, so they found their land. Hammer Dropper. We are going to command the storm that Hammer Dropper. Especially that thing being 5 power. We have the ability to chump block it, but if they can somehow force their way through, that's going to really increase their clock. So that's why we're going to fire off the Command the Storm there. We get to attack with Legionnaire. I'm only attacking with Legionnaire here. I don't really want to trade a token for half of their Hunted Witness, and then they get the lifelink body. Our opponent found another land, so let's see what they can do. Now, so we know the hand is filled with spells, so we definitely can't rely on them running out of gas here anytime soon. We're going to have to try to win with what we have. Unicorn's not a bad draw. That's solid. Get to attack with our 2 flyers. Play our Unicorn. And that's... We'll see what they do here, but we're going to have a big attack next turn. If that Unicorn survives. We have the Demotion to remove one of their blockers, and we have 2 flyers. Alright. That, I think, is a really good win, because we came back from a mulligan to 5. So I'm very happy with that one. So our deck, we're currently sitting here at 2-0. Well, we're missing a red mana in this hand. So we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this hand because we're on the draw. If we were on the play, I might be more inclined to mulligan. Alright, well, we really want to draw a mountain next turn. Otherwise, we're going to stumble pretty hard. That is not a mountain. But at least it's a white card. It's better than drawing another red card that we can't cast. Alright. So, we didn't draw our red land yet, but at least we drew 2 cards that we can cast. So our opponent has a Hammer Dropper. Mountain, please! Nope. So, this is one of the reasons why I actually don't like Hammer Dropper very much, because it just trades off way too easily with little dorky creatures like this. I mean, if you get in a game where your opponent misses a land drop, or you can find a way to force it through, that it has some games where it can be really good, but it's not, like, on this board, it's just not good. So they spent 4 mana, that's going to trade with just some little 1/1s. So, we're going to fall behind here pretty quick. I think what I'm going to do here is I think I'm just going to hope that they don't have a trick. They have 1 mana up. They could very easily have the pump spell, the take card that gives a guy +2/+2. But if that's the case, we still get to trade with one of their creatures. If they have it, they have it, but I'm going to make them have it. They could also have a Righteous Blow. Sure. That's fine. So we still get to trade with Hammer Dropper, and they get to keep the 3/3. It's not bad. Alright, well, we really need to draw a red source here very quickly if we want to have a chance in this game. At least if we drew a Plains, we could have played this Unicorn and we could have attacked with our crew that was still there, but that at least would have given us a chance. But if we just never draw a red source, it's kind of is what it is. We kept a little bit of a risky hand, but they don't always pan out. Basically get one more draw step here. Alright, that's going to do it. So they kill our guy, and they get to tap someone with a Guild Mage. That's good enough for me. Alright, well, we just stumbled a little bit too much there. We never hit our 4th land drop. I guess that is one of the downfalls to these single game wins. Sometimes you just lose to draws like that where you get variance out of your own games and you don't have the chance to recover in a best of 3 match. So our opponent's playing blue-black. We at least get to go 2-drop, 3-drop, and see if we draw a land here. So our hand is totally reasonable. Attack for 4. Now we get to play our Hammer Dropper next turn. That's not a bad one. Alright, so this turn, I'm going to attack with the Shield Mate. Let's see if our opponent blocks. Alright, that's fine. So they're going to trade with our guy, and now we get to play Hammer Dropper. This is the scenario where Hammer Dropper can actually be really good. The board is currently empty. We have a demotion in our hand to if they play a blocker, we can take away their blocker. This card is very situational. Alright, so our opponent's leaving up 4 mana, so I would assume this is going to be some kind of a pump spell or an Artful Takedown. A bounce spell or an Artful Takedown, I mean. Yep. So they're killing our Hammer Dropper. Oh, no, they're killing the other guy. Alright. So we get the player witness. So that makes you think they must have ground creatures that they can use to block this guy. Otherwise, they would have left us with the flyer because it was only a 2-power flyer. Yeah. So now they're just going to try to trade here. Take card is interesting. I was just going to snap off the demotion. But now, if we attack with Hammer Dropper, if they block and go to pump to try and trade here, we can get through with the Take Heart. Or we can just play one of our removal spells. Command the Storm's the most expensive one, so I might just play the Command the Storm here. Gets the most expensive card out of our hands. We can play both of these in the same turn. Oh, excellent. So they didn't have anything. Alright, so yeah, that was their plan. They were planning on blocking and trying to trade there. Alright, so 3-1. I don't know. I would be interested to hear everybody else's experience so far drafting this format. Like I said, I've had definitely my most success with these aggressive red-white decks. If anyone else is doing these drafts and has better experience with something else, I would like to know. One of my things that I've come up with is when I draft blue-black or green-black or most of the other color combinations, like, it's just, I don't know, it seems incredibly difficult to win in best-of-1 scenarios. I would rather be the guy just putting on the pressure here and making you have the answers. And it has definitely worked out for me up to this point. Alright, so this is going to be very similar to the game that we lost a couple rounds ago. So, if we draw a red mountain here, our hand is great. If we don't draw it, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, if our opponent's playing Notion Rain here, they're trying to set up for something next turn. If, like I said, if we draw the mountain, we can really start to punish them and play double Legionnaire. But we do not draw land, so I guess we're just attacking. This guy's a 1/3. Alright. So apparently we can't draw lands. We're going to attack into this. I mean, we're pretty telltale that we have a pump spell here, but they're not even trying to play around it. So we're just going to trade and eat his guy. Midnight Reaper. We still can't find a land. Alright, well, if we attack here, so let's see, where they're going to block. They're going to probably block here. They might take the free block on the Hunted Witness. If they take the free block on the Hunted Witness, they're going to take 2. We're still going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 power on the board. So I think we're just going to attack here. Attack with both. See where they want to block. Alright, so they want to trade. Nope, change your mind. Okay, so they want to take the 2. Alright, well, player guy. Alright, so that 1-3 is going to be a little bit of a pain here, because now we can no longer attack through it. But we found our mountain, so we might not be dead. Now we get to start coming in the air. So next turn, if we don't draw land, we play another Legionnaire. If we do draw land, we're going to play the Unicorn. Let's attack first. Let's see if they want to kill our Legionnaire. They have us stopped here before our attacks, so maybe they have another Artful Takedown. Yep, so they're going to kill our flyer. That means no attacks from us. And now we play the Unicorn. Alright, so we drew our land at a good time there. Had we missed on our land, we could have fallen way behind, but now we're set up pretty well. We can cast all of our spells with the exception of the Command the Storm. Depending on what they do here, this Cosmotronic Wave is just lethal. If they were to tap out here for a creature or something. That's the power of this card. Alright, so they're dead. It says 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So, okay, so the wave just kills them. Attack with everyone. And opponent's out of here. Alright, this is a nice little string of games here. We have that one loss when we couldn't draw a land, but like I said, those do happen occasionally. That last game, we drew our mountain, so we were able to pull out of it. There was a short window there where we stumbled and we were missing our lands that we definitely could have fallen behind. This hand we will keep. We're missing a 2-drop, but we still have the Hunted Witness into the Legionnaire. And we are on the draw. A lot of people draft these black decks. That is one thing I have noticed in these queues. There's a lot of people that play either blue-black or green-black or something along those lines. Alright, we got to draw our 2-drop, which is nice. Get a free attack here. If they want to trade, great. It's unlikely that they want to, though. This hired Poisoner has Death Touch, so he's worth more than trading for half of our guy. Okay, so now we have double Legionnaire. This is similar to last game. If we draw our 4th land, we're playing Unicorn next turn. If we don't draw our land, we just get to play another Legionnaire. Well, that's pretty good, but that's pretty good for them, because now they get to eat our guy for free. It's not very often. You don't usually see this card in the green-black decks. But it is a very good card, a 3/2 flash. Opponent is passing the turn, it appears. Alright, so that being said, I think we're just attacking with the flyer. Okay, so they have a removal spell. Alright, now we're going to play Unicorn. this guy they can pump. 5 mana. Alright, we're not blocking. We'll take our 3. Another hired poisoner. Alright, so that makes our attack look a lot worse now. Because if the plan was originally just to play Legionnaire and attack with the team, but now they have 2 poisoners, so they can just trade with our shield mate and our unicorn, and they just eat our token with the green guy. So that sounds really poor. So if that's what we're going to be doing, I guess we're just playing Legionnaire. And we're just attacking for 2 with the Legionnaire. It's pretty unexciting. What we do want to draw is our Cosmotronic Wave here. So this is 3, 4, 5. If they pump it, it'll be 7. So we're just going to take our beats. I don't want to block here. If they want to pump, they can pump. I'm fine with that because it spends all of their mana for the turn. What does this thing do? Enters the battlefield, gain 1 life for each creature in your graveyard. Alright, so he's just a 4/4. Sworn Companions is not a very good draw. Alright, so we're just going to attack for 2 here. The only other question is, do we want to play Sworn Companions in our second main, or we can pass and Command the Storm on their turn? I think we're going to try to Command the Storm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block Shieldmate on this guy. And if they want to pump, we can respond to the pump with a Command the Storm. And if they don't, we're just going to trade. So they don't want to pump. Alright, so we'll just let them trade. We'll take 7. Play a Centipede. Alright, so we need to do something here. Alright, so now I'll kill this guy now. Attack for 2 and play our Sworn Companions. I'm going to hold on to the land. There's no reason for us to play it at this point. If they play a discard spell, we can discard it. I think I'm going to trade off the Unicorn here. It's unlikely that this is going to actually do us a whole lot of good. We might use the Take Heart. We might use the Take Heart to block, or to pump our Unicorn here to try and save it. But we'll see if our opponent has any effects. I think we're fine with the trade if it happens. We're not attacking through these hired poisoners right now anyway. +1/+1 for each creature in your graveyard. Okay. pretty big. 6/6 is pretty big. Alright, well, we do need to stop drawing lands here at some point. I feel like we've drawn a bunch of lands here in a row. We're going to have to chump this guy here. That probably just kills us. Because Plague Crafter... If we sack this, we're taking 6, 7, 8, 9, so we're dead. If we sack this here, we're chump blocking and we're not coming back. Yeah, this Plague Crafter is just killing us. We're not coming back from that one. Alright, so we're currently 4 and 2. We are playing against Martin Willie. Man, what are with these hands? Go to 6. Wow, this hand is garbage. We can't keep this. We're on the play, too. If we were on the draw, I might consider keeping this. This hand is terrible. Alright, so we need to try to scry into a plains if we want to have a chance here. Nope. There's no way you mulligan to 4 there. You're on a mulligan to 5 already, and you're scried to the bottom. So like, you're not gonna mulligan to 4. You're not winning the game on a mulligan to 4. Yeah, we're super dead. We're not gonna beat this. If they have a removal spell, the game's going to be over. We need to try to trade with this war boss if we want to have a chance. Because otherwise this card just runs away with the game on its own. See if they have the pump spell. I mean, we're gonna try. If they have the pump spell, they've got it. Yep. We will try our duties. We will play the honor guard. We're probably just too far behind here at this point. Alright, well... Let's see. We can tribunal the guild mage. The problem is we need to get rid of both of these creatures. We need to get rid of the guild mage and the war boss. The war boss just keeps making more tokens every turn, which is a problem just on its own. Guild mage. I mean, They have 5 lands. Next turn they get to just take away our blocker, or they get to deal 3 damage to us. So we have to take care of the guild mage this turn. And next turn we need to draw some other kind of answer here. Something that might be reasonable is if we draw our Cosmotronic Wave to kill a couple of the tokens. Alright, so we're just dead. Alright, our opponent got us. He spun the locket into another spell he could play, so that was just kind of unfortunate on our part. We stumbled a little bit too much there on the mulligan. But, alright, well, I mean, I don't think our deck was bad. I mean, we had a little bit of hard luck in a couple of those games there. We missed on some of our land drops and this and that. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it happens with your drafts, with these single elimination ones. But we still ended up 4-3. We still get to recover 450 of our gems. So that draft only cost us 300 gems. And we got a Steam Vents out of the deal. So that is not that bad. We are going to open our 2 packs here. Let's see what we got. Get a wild card, and that card is not good. Atrata. This will be a great pack to open and draft. Legionnaire and a Crater Maker. Perfect for what I like to draft. Gold wild card is always good. Those are great for Constructed. At this point, I have not been playing Constructed. Like I said, I've only been playing Arena for a couple of weeks now. I'm a long-time Magic player, but I've only been on Arena for about 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm working on building a collection. So at this rate, I'm only drafting. Those wild cards are going to come in handy when I do start playing Constructed. But this is going to be the end for this draft. Let's see what we got here. I do want to say thank you very much for anyone who is watching, and we will be back with more drafts. Thank you guys. Have a good evening.